neighbour upstairs is playing music. I have no problem with the neighbour playing music. I just worried that I'm going to hear the music on my recording, and then I'm going to get copyright strike for my neighbours playing music. That's probably not going to happen. That's what I'm thinking in my little brain pan. So anyway, Cooper. Hello Cooper, and how are you today? I feel like talking about the Quarry some more. How about you? Oh yeah, also I'm a carrot now. Yes, I'm still talking about the Quarry even though everyone's been and done and played it and they've moved on. I'm not moving on. I'd never move on. I stay right here sitting on my... Let's not go there. Obviously this is going to be a spoiler heavy chitty chat. So if you haven't played the game through or watched lots of people play the game through or made all the wrong choices and the good choices and don't want to be spoiled, maybe don't watch it. But please do watch it anyway. Come back and watch it. Because I'm lonely. And I need people to talk to. Hey Cooper, do you know what the Quarry is? The Quarry is a game. Did you know it was a game? It is a game, and it's a choose-your-own adventure style horror game by the same people who made Until Dawn. And we all loved Until Dawn. Well, I loved Until Dawn. I thought it was good fun. But there was one thing about Until Dawn. I'm sorry for waving my nail file at you. There's one thing you have to say about Until Dawn, and that is the characters aren't very likeable.
It was just a prank, Han.
I don't know if that's by design, if they deliberately made them unlikable so it made it easier for you to kill them all off, but really there's only one redeemable character and that's Sam, and she's absent from most of the beginning of the game anyway. Mike starts to get a bit more likeable as the game goes on, but maybe that's just because he doesn't have any more opportunity to act like an asshat and just gets to be the hero type. I don't know. Okay, Ashley's alright as well, but the characters in the Quarry are much more engaging and much more likeable. In a goofy, caricature type of way. A lot of the dialogue is really cheesy and clunky and you could imagine it being very difficult to deliver, but I think the actors pull it off pretty well. The scene where Caitlin is talking with Jacob.
Ability, engagement, marriage, house, kid.
Awkward and clunky. I don't know how the actors got their heads around them or their lips around them. I can hardly get my lips around normal words, never mind cheesy dialogue. Then again, I do have fish lips. But I think Brenda Song pulls it off pretty well. And the rest of the cast are equally as good. I think this is a very good team of actors. Ensemble, if you want to use the fancy word. And it's just as well that they're a strong cast of young actors because they're acting alongside some real star power. If you disagree with me, I'm not pointing this, no threatening. If you disagree with me about the star power, that's absolutely fine. But in terms of horror movies, we have a high caliber of actors in here. First of all, we have the legend that is Lance Henriksen.
Howdy, darling.
Most people will know him from the Alien movies. He is, of course, Bishop. Everybody's favourite android, the kind that doesn't try and suffocate you with a rolled up magazine. But Lance Henriksen has an extensive movie history. He has been in over 260 odd movies, 50 of which are horror movies, and in my mind at least, he has become a staple of the horror genre. If you see a film with Lance Henriksen in it, you know you're going to enjoy it, even if it's the worst horror film ever. Lance Henriksen's presence will elevate that. And of course, alongside the legend that is Lance, we have the lovely Lin Shaye, who most people probably know from the Insidious films, but who also has 28 horror films under her belt as well. Among other films, of course. Let's not limit these actors to their horror genre, but horror is what I focus on because that's what I like. He doesn't feature as much in the game as I might have thought, but we also have the amiable David Arquette. And I don't know him from many horror movies at all, but of course the thing he's most famous for is the Scream franchise, where he plays the lovable and dopey Dewey. That sets it up quite well for our camp counsellor, because you expect him to be a lovable, dopey camp counsellor type. There was an interesting cast of Ethan Suplee, which I did not recognise at all. I've probably just said his name completely wrong, Ethan Slurpee. I did not recognise him at all. That man has changed a lot since the last time I saw him in anything, and I don't think of him as a horror movie star at all, and when I looked it up, he has 2 horror movies under his belt as far as I can find, although I did notice that one of them was about zombies and also starred Stanley Trejo, so might have to go look that one up later. I like zombies, okay? Just don't judge me too harsh. I look like a zombie, I like zombies. It's okay. But of course my favourite of all, if you've seen my other video, which you probably haven't, but it's still there anyway, if you want to watch it, go and watch it. Ted Raimi. Ted Raimi steals the scene in whatever he's in. Now, as far as Ted Raimi's horror credentials, he's only really been in 6 horror movies, but the biggest one of all being Evil Dead. You probably wouldn't even recognise him if you saw him on screen. He looked kinda like me, the heinous horror hag. So that to me cements his role in the horror movie genre forever, whether he wants to be there or not. And using my Ted Raimi Evil Dead ramble, let's move smoothly into the opening credits of The Quarry. It's a bit of a tenuous link, but it's a link as far as I can see. The camera crawling through the forest is very Evil Dead. They have definite monster cam and monster vision, and I think it probably was deliberately so, considering they do have Ted Raimi and they reference Evil Dead on their way down into the basement.
You've seen Evil Dead, right?
Not to mention the tiny scene that you may or may not have noticed about a missing hand in the chainsaw. In this video I'm probably going to mainly be talking about the characters because I quite like the characters. They're what make the game more playable and makes me want to find out how to kill them better. Is that weird? But we should probably start with Laura and Max since they are our 2 characters that we begin the game with.
Why'd you kill the music?
I think you know why.
I don't think I do.
It begins with an L. Like the L word.
Lesbians?
I'm quite fond of Laura and Max. I think the actors give a great performance. I think they have kind of a fun little chemistry with them. I'm a sucker for a couple that take digs at each other. That to me is the epitome of closeness. That is how you know when you are in a proper, decent, close relationship, when you can take a little dig at the other person and know they're not going to be all butthurt about it. Okay, it's nice to also say the nice things sometimes as well. Maybe I'm not quite as good at that side of it. I need to work on that. But Laura and Max are a cute little couple. Maybe not a forever couple, but a cute little couple. They've planned out the next few years of their lives together. And the whole reason that Laura is doing this whole crazy werewolf hunting thing is for Max. Which is really sad if you end up accidentally killing him right at the end. So Max and Laura are leisurely cruising through the forest late at night, as you do, lost on their way to Camp Hackett. Camp Hackett? Hackett's Quarry Camp. Hackett's Quarry Summer Camp. Lost on their way to Hackett's Quarry Summer Camp. I'll be honest, I'm not sure that I would send my child to a summer camp that was called Hackett. Not with my knowledge of horror movies. I mean, hacking and summer camps, no, doesn't fill me with confidence, to be honest with you. But anyway, they're on their way, but they've decided to come a day early. And that is where their troubles begin. They are run off the road by a something, and Laura sees another something in the woods and decides, like you do, to go and investigate and find out who it is that's in the woods. Are you scary or are you injured? After getting a couple little spooky spooks in the forest, she gets another spooky spook in the car when Officer Hackett appears at their window. He's a bit of a dodgy fella, this. Doesn't seem keen on them going down to Hackett's Quarry and recommends they go to the hotel instead, but pfft, our heroes aren't having it. We're teenagers. We don't listen to authority. Besides, they have no money, so off they go to the summer camp. And unsurprisingly, they fall foul of something big, bad and evil. Or rather, Max does. Poor old Max. And thus ends the story of Laura and Max. Not really, they do come back later, but we don't know that yet. Okay, so the whole point of the game is the choices you make and the QTEs that you miss. And going back through it and making different choices and see if you get different results. And if you haven't got time for that or you just don't want to, don't worry about it. Because I did. Because I have no life. Of course, the most fun you have with this game is seeing how many different ways you can kill your characters and how many trees you can run them into. I like that better, I think it's fun. And while sometimes there's not an awful lot to be gained by going back and trying different options, sometimes you get additional bits of dialogue. Occasionally you open up a little bit more story or just a wee tidbit or extra. Like for example, if you never run into the little classroom that's in the main cabin, you won't see the blackboard and you won't find out who Ian is.
We have a camp mascot?
Eden here? He died before we got to camp.
For the record, this is Ian. He was supposed to be the camp mascot. He's a sheep. And Chris ate him. I'm assuming that most people who played this first time around made all the nice choices, the good choices, the friendly choices, the being honest to the police officer choices.
Well, you folks want to tell me what happened here?
Yeah,
We, something jumped out right in front of the car and we didn't want to hit it, so we swerved and... Now here we are.
Something jumped out?
I'm sorry, it was so dark and it happened so fast and they were gone.
They? Ma'am, did you hit someone?
No, God, no, of course not. But, you know, I mean, I don't think so. I don't know.
Sir?
Keep the car running.
Sir?
But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you're all just cruel right from the start. I don't know.
Well, we were just driving and it's really, really dark out here and, I don't know, we must have hit like a pothole or something because we swerved and now here we are. I mean, these roads are really not in great shape.
Yeah.
Sir?
Keep the car running.
So for the prologue, there's a couple of alternative choices you make. They don't make a huge difference in the whole grand scheme of things. But you do get a couple of interesting dialogue extras, and you do get to knock Laura into a tree. I say get to, I quite like Laura, so I don't know why I'd be happy about it, but it's still funny. Slapstick is funny. So of course the first decision you have to make, unless you count catching or dropping a phone, is whether you pick up a map or a leaflet, and it makes no difference. Leaflet does not save your life, surprisingly. The only difference is where Max is looking, which is kind of funny because Max can't seem to look straight on at anything anyway. And as I've already said that I like the couple, I like the pairing of Max and Laura. So being mean to Max was really hard. I didn't like being mean to Max. And who leaves him behind? I didn't want to leave him behind. I felt so mean.
Just stay there for a second, okay? I'm almost done.
God, Max, hurry up.
What's going on?
I'm worried that there's somebody down there.
Are you serious?
Yeah, they could be hurt. I don't know.
I didn't think we actually hit anything.
Well, I don't know. I heard something, okay? Like a woman.
Do you think we hit her?
I just want to check it out.
Okay. All right. Just don't go too far, okay? Be careful.
Yeah. What? You're not the boss of me.
I just don't want you wandering off on your own.
Excuse me.
That's not what I meant.
Yeah, it better not be.
I'm sorry. I really got to concentrate for a second, okay?
Yes. Look, I think there's someone down there, okay?
What's that?
They could be hurt. I'm gonna go check it out. Good idea, Laura. So thoughtful of you.
So if you treat Max right, he helps you out, and if you're mean to him, you fall on your butt, which I kind of think you deserve at this point. And as promised, some QTE fails.
Hey, okay? Whoa. Hey, what's wrong? Talk to me, you alright? Jesus Christ, you're all banged up.
No, there's something out there.
And if you let Laura play in the mud for a bit, you get a couple of extra lines of dialogue.
Hi, officer. How are you doing this evening?
Are either of you injured?
No, she bumped her head.
Well, barely bumped it. I mean, I can't even feel it. My bump, not my head. I'm fine.
Really, we're fine. We're just a little shaken up.
Plus this slightly creepy moment from Travis.
Still, please.
What are you doing?
Hold still.
Excuse me.
Ma'am.
I can take care of myself.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
You can return to your vehicle now, ma'am.
I don't know what he was doing here. Was he trying to help or was he checking for bites? Maybe he's just so socially inept from being isolated for 6 years. Either way, ew.
Why is this guy just sitting there?
And if you're nice, Laura, you get to say this.
That guy was giving me major weirdo
The
vibes.
dude needed like at least a dozen showers.
Oh my god, I know.
What was up with the thing? Did you see that?
Was it blood?
Nice to meet you.
And if you're being a poo, Laura, you have to say,
Thanks for all your help, though. Back there.
What is that supposed to mean?
You were shaking like a broken washing machine. I could have used a little backup.
I mean, he clearly liked you better.
Well, I'm very likable.
hammer or wrenches, it doesn't seem to make any difference from what I can tell, except that this looks kinda cool.
Damn.
But of course the big decision is we choose between the light side and the dark side. Do we save Max or do we save ourselves?
Sorry.
Well, neither actually. And does it make a difference? No. Except that Max gets a little bit more nippy with us later on, and then seems to forget about it completely.
He asked a lot of dumb questions. Alright, I don't know. Would you get off my back?
Jeez, I'm sorry.
Really, the only thing we learn from these scenes is that Max looks more adorable in a pair of dungarees than he has any right to. The interactions you have between Laura and Travis are quite important because that will dictate how your ending turns out. Although I haven't explored absolutely every possible outcome from every possible choice, I think I have experienced the only two major changes that they will make. I could be wrong, and I am going back to find out, because I have no life, and I play video games a lot.
Oh, come on, T-Money, lighten up, man. No reason we can't be buds, right?
I can think of 7.
Really? 7?
Failure to comply, trespassing, dangerous driving, breaking and entering, resisting arrest, endangering local wildlife. And you keep calling me names.
Yeah, but aside from all that.
Hey! Hey! Help her! Laura needs help! Laura? Laura, are you okay?
God damn it. What the hell's going on?
Laura?
Fuck.
Starting to think you were really sick.
Well, maybe I should consider acting as my major.
I wouldn't go that far.
We should go before he wakes
Yeah.
up.
You can get to the bad ending a number of different ways. The only thing that's important is that Laura ends up with the gun.
Up. Get up. You picked the wrong night to fuck with me, kids!
Now look what you've done.
Laura! Laura!
I never knew you had it in you.
Yeah, you did.
What should we do about Sergeant Littledick?
Let's give him some alone time. Let him think about why he's in here.
Okay.
And for better or worse, our choice is made. Let's move on to everyone's favourite part. The deaths. Don't pretend you don't like it. We don't get to play as Max much, so we only have one opportunity to kill him, and it comes down to a 50-50, stay or go. But before you do that, if you have offed Emma early on in the game, you get this little extra scene with Max.
Oh, fuck!
Oh no. Okay. This better have a great fucking ending.
Dead. Laura, on the other hand, has many deaths and almost deaths.
We ain't playing games no more, little girl.
Try me, motherfucker.
I ain't got enough silver to kill you, but I sure to hell can make you suffer.
Dead. Dead. Oh, no, only kidding. Dead. Oh, no, fooled you again. Dead. Dead. And that's it. All the ways you can kill Laura and Max that I've found. And I think that's about enough for one video. Bye-bye, butterfly. U-G-L-Y, I ain't got no alibi, I'm ugly.
What the fuck is she doing? Hey, little bitch. You're singing off key.
Ryan, run!
He took my knife.
She was annoying the shit out of me.